Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, and this is a Thursday connection reading for Divine Counterparts, and I'm going to see what comes through. I have already shuffled, but I will shuffle again for you as I use the decks. So we're going to start off with actually they said okay. This one. This is the sacred path, and this is a sacred connection. If you are a divine counterpart, divine masculine, divine feminine, and remember that divine energies of both polarities are within each of us. So let's see what the connection energies are. Mars is now in Taurus and Mercury is in Cancer. This is July the 7th. And let's see what the energy of the connections are. Okay, they're going to give us quite a few. So we have drum, talking stick, and standing people. Rhythm, internal timing, viewpoints and options, roots, and giving. So I'm just going to briefly connect with what each of these will start with. And this is a 5, this is a 5, and this is a 6. So we have 5s on either side of viewpoints or options. Drum. Drum that marks the heartbeat of Mother Earth, constantly reminding us who gave us birth. The rhythm of connection, pulse of flame and fire, the perfect reflection of our heart's desire. So definitely about the connection. You are being asked to find your own internal timing. You may be pushing too hard or missing a beat. In any case, being out of sync calls for realignment with the body's needs. Rhythm is a personal thing. To honor your own rhythm is to come back into harmony with self. So that is definitely a message of coming back into balance, being in your own. Feels like there's, probably kind of a controlling energy of trying to push for an outcome. And it's not in divine timing, and you need to kind of realign your internal drum with your divine sacredness, and allow that divine timing is really going to be the best. It's going to result in the best outcome. Talking stick. Talking stick remind me of each sacred point of view, complete within the circle of the sacred hoop. So on this one, the talking stick reminds us of the validity of our own viewpoints and teaches us how to listen and apply what we hear. We are being reminded not to interrupt others who are imparting wisdom. We are taught through listening that life has millions of options and answers to any dilemma. So learn a lot by listening to your internal balance. And this is a realignment, and realize that there is another viewpoint, and balance is not forcing your viewpoint on this connection. And then standing people. Aho, sacred tree of life, the root of every tree, thank you for giving the gifts you give to me. Aho, standing people, from you I will learn to keep my roots well planted, yet reach for the grandfather sun. Aho, willow tree of love, teach me to bend till I come full circle, each relation as my friend. So this is about the cyclical nature, the circle, the coming back to balance, harmony, and what I'm hearing is kind of eternity. The standing people speaks to us of roots and giving. We must nurture ourselves through connection to the earth in order to give freely without exhaustion. The root of the self is where strength is gathered. The root should be firmly earthed in the soil of our mother planet. Without this connection, dreams cannot manifest and our giving cannot be compensated by the earth mother. If you are spaced out, stop and reconnect. Okay, so these are all about, this energy is all about connecting with self, being centered and balanced, being in your divine essence, being firmly rooted in the divine nature of this connection, being able to give freely, listen intently, and there's something in the energy that is changing. So as the change feels disruptive, it is important that we remain balanced and allow the changes to occur because of their divine instigation. Okay, this is the way of the horse. This is divine masculine energy for me. So the talking stick to me is communication, and it might be that, you know, if you receive communication, just listen. Just listen and learn their point of view and why some of the things that have happened. Now we have another 6 card and a 9 card. So divine masculine energy, a 6 and a 9. A lot to say in these energies today. Language of breath. Socio-sensual awareness, heart intelligence, nonverbal communication. As the horse's breath moves out of her body, so does the wisdom of her heart. When you use your entire body as an organ of perception, you embrace the world and sense your place in it more deeply. So it feels as though the divine masculine may not be very verbally communicative, but it's like, just get a sense from their vibration of what they're trying to tell you, because it feels as though they're not going to be very articulate. And this is rivalry, fear, aggression, competition for limited resources, moving beyond survival. 2 exquisite white horses are caught in the embrace of rivalry. Dust flying and mane swirling in the wake of potential storm, they need only look around and within to realize that each has the power to enliven, protect, and nourish the other. And that feels as though this is coming from an energy. And it really doesn't have... It says rivalry provokes new heights of mastery in sports and business, in art and in life. Mature competitors who understand that the call to excel is ultimately within self, and they can benefit from the reflection, inspiration, and camaraderie the other provides. So even though this feels adversarial, it's really not. It's both of you spiritually, the energy pushing each other to, you know, to spiritually ascend. Okay, so then I'm going to pull divine feminine energy from nature, spirit, and that will be all the major reading. But this definitely has an air of communication about it, but it may not be, the communication may not be fully transparent or articulated well. So feel the vibe, get the underlying meaning of what they're saying, and listen intently. Don't come from a perspective of being in competition, and that tends to be a lot of divine energy or connection energy at times, is that there's a rivalry, and there really isn't, but you may perceive it that way, and that communication may come as feeling competitive, and it's really not. Remember to stay balanced, listen to your heart. There's a lot of heart language here, but not transparent. It's more of a getting the gist of it. We have one card of the divine feminine, and it's warrior of the heart. And definitely divine feminine energy is the warrior of the heart. I think this card came out in a recent reading. You have the radiant spirit of a warrior in the light. Be impeccable in all your actions. No matter what others believe, the Creator always knows the truth. This isn't the time to be timid or pull back. Immense courage is filling you now. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to live life from your heart rather from your mind. Honor your truth and speak up for yourself. So this really feels to me like the divine feminine is leading from her heart and staying heart-centered. The Divine Masculine may be feeling some competitive energy, whereas the Divine Feminine is just being true to herself now. She has the courage. She's developed the courage to step into her truth and live her authentic journey. Okay, so let's pull some cards for the Divine Feminine. I'm going to use the Medicine Woman. Blend, Temperance. What a surprise, that card comes out. With Mercury in Cancer, it feels like there's action based upon being very balanced in the heart, very heart-centered, heart-aware. And that gives you this compassionate energy. And compassion isn't weakness. Compassion is strength. And it feels as though if the Divine Masculine communicates with you, he may be having, there may be an energy of rivalry about it or competition, because that's kind of the nature of the Divine Masculine energy, is to win at something. But ultimately, it's more because they feel vulnerable. So if you're receiving communication from your Divine Masculine, get a sense of what's not being said, the nonverbal. And listen. Listen with your heart. Five of Bowls. This is Five of Cups. All right, let me read the Temperance one. A time to integrate the best of the known with the new ideas you are gathering from the unknown. Give yourself time to process your experience. So what I'm hearing is, don't be reactive, be responsive, listen intently with your heart, and listen to the nonverbal communication. Even if you get a sense of rivalry, know where that's coming from, the place that that's coming from. But also, what it's saying is integrate the known and the unknown. Integrate what's being said by listening intently, but also, use your intuition to hear what is the authentic truth from the Divine Masculine. Okay, so the Five of Bowls. Let go of your gift of love. So usually the Five of Bowls is like regret, remorse, but in this one, it's giving. And it looks, if you look at this card, there's the Divine Masculine offering his bowl of love, and the Divine Feminine is walking away. And what I heard is he's trying. And it feels, this has an energy of feeling like it's too late, that maybe he's made this offer too late. Here's resources, the Magician. Your energy is your basic resource. Your sexuality is a large part of your energy system. It involves you in relationships. If you are in a destructive relationship, pick up the power and leave now. Well, that explains this. Next, look at everything around you. Get rid of things that interfere with your dreams. Acquire what you need. Be aware of what you need is probably already at hand. Take stock of your resources and use them wisely. Well, that's an interesting. We have two major arcana around opening your heart with the Warrior of the Heart. So even if you've moved on, and that might be what's instigating this, and this is a 5 card, this is a 5 card, this is a 5 card, this is a 5 card. Even if you have moved on, it might be what's instigating the Divine Masculine to reach out and speak his truth, but it may be not expressed in the most transparent of ways. So rely on your resources, your intuition, and listen from the heart. And that's going to take some courage, because a lot of Divine Feminines have already kind of moved on from the connection and sought their happiness elsewhere. I'm going to pull one more card. Ten of Bowls. And then the bottom of the deck is 10 of Pipes. 2 10s. Yeah, that would definitely explain why. Okay, the 10 of Pipes is return your experience to the world. And then the 10 of Bowls is celebrate the goodness in all. So this is kind of the giving in this standing people card. This is 2 people standing up in their truth. And it may not be exactly what you expect, and it may be not expressed as, I don't want to say not authentically. It's an authentic expression. It's just not articulated the way the Divine Feminine wants to hear, but her intuition is guiding her to hear the message. This is Divine Masculine energy from the traditional Rider-Waite deck. Let's see what's going on in this energy. Page of Swords in the reverse. All 3 cards in the reverse, and the deck is in the upright, just FYI. This feels to me like the Divine Masculine is trying to figure out what he truly wants, because his heart is tugging at him, his soul is tugging at him, but he can't see how it fits into his, you know, his, what I'm hearing is traditional life. So he feels imbalanced. He's not quite sure how to speak his truth in a way that the Divine Feminine is going to understand. And here we have the Lovers in the upright. He's trying to express his love, but he doesn't understand how the outcome, what his soul is telling him fits into his world. He's trying to figure out what this is and why it's affecting him and what he's supposed to do about it. And so when the communication comes, he's going to feel somewhat defensive because he doesn't have the answers. Divine Feminine kind of has figured this out. And she knows, you know, this is a divine connection and, you know, you incarnated into this. Here we go. Here we have the 6 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, a destined soul connection. Divine Feminine has figured that out. The Divine Masculine is trying to take some time and space to say, what the hell? What the hell is happening to me? Why do I feel this way? We have 2 major arcana here. It's an underlying power that is driving him, but he doesn't know how to articulate it. And he has spent a considerable amount of time trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how to align his expectation and how to speak his truth, but he hasn't gotten to that yet. We have the Lovers and the 6 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. He feels the destined nature of it. Let's pull some cards for the connection. I'm going to use Secrets of the Tarot. So it feels to me like the Divine Masculine with this rhythm and internal timing is trying to get in sync with his soul. And then the giving, the roots, the Divine Feminine is already rooted in the truth of this. And she is standing in the warrior of the heart, but the Divine Masculine is conflicted. Even there's a rivalry within himself because he can't quite figure out why his soul and his mind are not aligned. So he's processing that. And then we have this communication. And so it feels as though there's going to be a viewpoint expressed through some communication. I mean, it's definitely talking. But what I understand about the talking stick is he who has the talking stick speaks and the rest listen. And it's definitely the hand coming from the divine masculine side, and he has the talking stick. So divine feminine is being encouraged to just listen. Don't turn this into a competition. Don't try and, but you didn't do this, or, this is what I expected. And he doesn't know what you expect. He has no idea. Because he doesn't know about the connection, the truth of the connection, to have an expectation. He's just being compelled and guided and prompted. But it's what I just heard. I'm just going to say, it's not your place to tell him. It's kind of like a child. If he asks, you can share your viewpoint. But don't make it a competition about, hey, I know what this is, and I know about this journey, and let me share with you what this connection is. Just listen. You'll learn a lot from his viewpoint, and it will help you to understand his actions. Yeah, okay, that feels right. Let's see. They wanted me to take the time. Okay, here's the devil. Jealousy or trouble, able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. Okay, so whatever is binding him and is holding him back is kind of dissolving because it's become toxic to him, and he's trying to process that. Why is this happening to me, kind of thing. Here's the Knight of Cups. Needing more confidence. Yeah, his confidence. And this is supposed to be about the connection, but these cards are flying on the divine masculine side. So here he's offering emotional communication. Look, we have the talking stick from the divine masculine. Here he's coming to the direction toward the connection, divine feminine, with his cup. And here he's doing the same thing. But the divine feminine has kind of already pulled her energy away and is working on her spiritual path. It's like 8 of Cups energy for me. So he feels that, and he feels like, I need to say something now, but I don't understand, and I don't feel confident in being able to explain how I feel because I don't understand it myself. 6 of Wands. News coming. Again, masculine on a horse, taking action toward the divine feminine. Four of Cups. Money fluctuations, being offered something you may not want. Yeah. So you may, because we have 2 10s on this side, it feels like divine feminine is just kind of like over the waiting part of this. She's like, I just not interested in, let me move this down so you can see all these cards. Sorry. Uh-oh. Okay. Decision. Does that work? Yeah. Let's hope it stays. It feels like they're offering something, and the divine feminine is like, I'm just not interested in going back into that energy. I've moved on. And so it might be that divine feminine is going to listen, but basically say no thanks. And death. Death of a situation or endings. New beginnings. Again, a figure on a horse moving toward divine feminine. All going in the same direction. Bottom of the deck. 3 of Cups. Union energy for me. So, new beginning. It will help to understand and clarify. Let's go ahead and pull from this vintage Rider-Waite deck and see if there's any other messages. These are a little, the messages, the text on these are a little awkward, but let's see what they say and see if there's anything else that we need to know about the connection. Ooh. Flight of a Lady's Lover. 3 of Swords in the challenge position. And what I'm hearing is that this is going to sting a little bit because it's not exactly what you want to hear, because you're expecting him, the divine masculine, to say something eloquent and, you know, this, you know, speak this beautiful love language to you. That's not the way this is going to come out. Seven of Cups, resolution, the world, culmination. Knight of Wands, alienation. Eight of Cups, it says marriage with a fair woman, but they may be married, and that's really the culmination, alienation. Improved position, Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, favorable. So we have two sevens, the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. But the direction of this action is toward the divine masculine, or the connection. So this really feels like some sort of resolution. And the divine feminine, again, Eight of Cups, walking away, saying, okay, at least I know now. At least I know. Be responsive, not reactive, when this communication comes. It's going to help you to understand. So listen with your heart, listen intently, have the courage to not react, respond, and don't turn it into a rivalry. It's not a competition. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Namaste.